In 1988, AC/DC released their 11th studio album called Blow Up Your Video. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. And that's right, my name is Sean Morrison. And that came out on February 1st of 1988. Back in those days, new records came out on Tuesdays. Sometimes you had special midnight releases. A lot of crazy things. And in 2003, the album was reissued in 2003 as part of that AC/DC Remasters series. And a very excellent album, Blow Up Your Video is. I know Janaki loves it as well. Lots of
Oh
great,
yeah.
lots of great songs on it. Um, Henry Vonder and George Young were the production team behind the band's early albums, so they were all working together again in here as well. And believe it or not, George Young admitted in a Rolling Stone interview to David Freak, or a cover story, that the Blow Up Your Video session was when he realized his brother Malcolm, always had been a heavy drinker, was in the grips of alcoholism and saw the signs that he had a problem, and if he didn't get his act together, that he was going to leave and all. But thank goodness at that time, that's why I think Malcolm went in, took care of himself with that, because he wasn't on the part of that tour. But I'm going to get to that in in a second. I want to get to I want to go talk about the songs and everything, you know, and I always loved this album. Didn't matter what songs were on it. Heat Seeker, That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll, Mean Streak, Goes On, Kissing Dynamite, Side One. I used to freaking listen to this thing religiously. Obviously, Heat Seeker and That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll were the two singles off the album, and it's always it's always great hearing them every so often. But you don't hear. I haven't been hearing them as much on the radio at all, it's a great fucking song. A number 20 mainstream rock hit for Heat Seeker, and That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll. Um, for the United States, it was number 28 on mainstream rock, and then you know then the B sides of they consider like the B side songs or the album songs. Mean Streak, Goes On, and Kissing Dynamite. Always love Going Zone and Mean Streak, and then you go to side two, Nick of Time. You know, if you had to be home at midnight back in those days, that was a song to play when you're like in a rush to get back home at midnight. Nick of Time. That was one of my friends. I think it was my friend Scott. I had to be home at 12, and I was dropping him off, and he was like, you did it in the nick of time." I'm like, "Oh God." And then you had Some Sin for Nothing, Rough Stuff, Two's Up, and This Means War. And my favorite song off of side two is Two's Up, believe it or not. And and from side one, definitely definitely Heat Seeker. And then you got That's What I Want to Rock and Roll and Goes On. Those are my three favorites from side one. And in side two, I'll give you another three favorites. One being Two's Up, This Means War. Yeah, did I say Two's Up? Yeah. Two's Up, This Means War, and then the song Nick of Time. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Show Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else out to subscribe, we thank you much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. There was also additional songs, Snake on and Borrowed Time, that were recorded but only released on the 12-inch single versions of Heat Seeker, and That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll, respectively. And then um, it was also included on the 3 CD single for Heat Seeker, and the song Down on the Borderline was recorded but not released until 1990 as a B-side single for the Australian Money Talk single. But oh god, that's that's been a long time with that album. But some of those songs I believe are on one of the reissues to Blow Up Your Video. And the personnel on the album: Brian Johnson, of course, lead vocals; Angus Young, the guitar; his brother, the late Malcolm Young, on rhythm guitar; Cliff Williams on bass guitar and on the drums. This was his final album with AC/DC, Mr. Simon Wright. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. It hit number 12 on the Billboard Top 200 in the States, Canada number 3, Australia number 2, UK albums number 2, and it did go triple platinum in Australia. 210,000 copies all you had to sell over there to go platinum. Here you got to sell 1 million copies in the United States, which AC/DC did, and then went gold in the United Kingdom for 100,000. Who knows how much more it's sold since, but once the record companies decide to pay money and audit the sales, then you'll know how much more the albums in general have really sold. But those things do cost money to do, according to what I've heard. So, friends, what are your favorite songs off the AC/DC album? Blow Up Your Video. Leave them here. Leave your comments here, friends. Thank you. Shame, shame, shame.